Sagittarius. There's someone out there carrying a quiet regret they can't even name. And if your heart trembles a little while hearing these words, that's not a coincidence. That's energy calling your name. They once chose silence, but now that silence is about to break. The universe is shifting. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is opening a doorway that their heart can no longer hold back. The question is, what will they do? Are they coming back out of love? Or out of fear of losing the light called Sagittarius forever? In this video, I'll tell you what's truly happening inside their mind, why they went silent, and the real reason they're about to take action. Because destiny is no longer a theory. It's the call of the soul. Write in the comments below, I'm ready to open my heart and understand my destiny. When you write those words, your energy begins to merge with the flow of the universe. And that very moment is when the magic starts. But why is this regret rising again, right now? And why are all the astrological signs pointing toward you, Sagittarius, child of Jupiter, the one who carries the lesson of truth and freedom in your heart? Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll decode the cosmic map that's making their heart burn again for you. There are pains that don't come back to hurt us. They come back so we can see ourselves one last time through them. Sagittarius, when Jupiter, your ruling planet, forms a trine with Chiron, the universe reopens an old door. Not to punish you, but to help you understand that the wounds of the past never came to destroy you. They came to teach you. Jupiter, the planet of truth and expansion, now shines upon Chiron, the symbol of the wounded soul. That means everything you once tried to forget is finding its way back to you. Not to stir your loss, but to lead you toward the light waiting behind the shadow. Maybe you feel like you're standing between two energies, one from memory, one from desire, a message from the past, a song, a dream that makes you stop for a second. It's not random, because when Jupiter touches Chiron, the universe often rearranges meetings the soul needs, not what the ego wants. The universe never lets us wander too far. When the time is right, everything left unfinished finds its way home again. And that's when Mars, the planet of action, passes through your 7th house, the house of relationships, the house of confrontation. It stirs what's been buried deep. The one who once hurt you, or the part of yourself that still holds the wound, begins to move. There's a push, a pull, an urge to do something, because Mars never waits. Mars acts. But when Mars moves through the 7th house, the energy becomes complex. Actions aren't just about fighting, they're about redemption. When someone truly regrets what they did, they don't just say, I'm sorry. They quietly do something, even a small thing, to make it right. That is the essence of Mars in the 7th house. Someone, or some part of your shared energy, is being pushed forward, because they can no longer live peacefully in silence. And when Pluto forms a trine with Venus, everything goes deeper. This is no longer about surface emotions. It's a spiritual awakening through love. Pluto doesn't allow pretending. It forces you to face what's real. Desire, fear, and the fragile part you once tried to hide. No one escapes the call of the heart. No matter how far two souls go, their energy knows the way back to each other. But this time, it's not about holding on. It's about transformation. Pluto whispers, if you want a love worthy of your light, you must bury the version of yourself that once accepted less. There are no random returns in this universe. only souls that still have one more truth to understand together. And right now, Sagittarius, you are the soul holding that key. You're the symbol of the ninth house, wisdom, expansion, and the courage to live authentically. So when this person or this energy returns, don't ask, why are they back? Ask instead, what truth am I meant to see through them about myself? When Jupiter activates Chiron, old dreams begin to breathe again. Images you thought were gone, people you once loved, even vague sensations you can't explain. That's your subconscious speaking. That's your soul sending signs, whispering, forgive, not to forget, but to be free. Forgiveness is the highest act of Sagittarius, because you were born to teach the world that freedom doesn't come from rebellion. It comes from compassion. You can't step into a new chapter if you're still carrying the unsent letters of the old one. But Sagittarius, the universe never speaks in just one layer of meaning. At the same time, the North Node is illuminating your 10th house, the house of purpose, destiny, and soul direction. That means whatever is happening in love right now is also mirroring your own journey of self-growth. This person is not just a lover, they are a living lesson sent by your soul to help you realize your inner strength. Sometimes the one who hurts you is the very one who pushes you toward the most powerful version of yourself. No one was born to be perfect. We were born to heal, to understand, and to love within our imperfections. If you were ever the one left behind, remember this. You weren't forgotten. You were given the sacred chance to love yourself before you love anyone else. Forgiveness doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong enough to look back at your past without trembling. And if these days you've been feeling a strange energy around you, as if someone is thinking of you, or a song suddenly plays and your heart tightens, trust that it's real. When two souls once connected deeply, their energy fields remain intertwined, no matter the time or distance. If you feel that someone is silently watching over you, leave a heart emoji below this video. Maybe, just maybe, their soul is watching this video too. Sagittarius, you are the sign of light and wisdom, but you're also a child of fire, a fire that can burn away darkness or warm even the coldest soul. The meeting of Jupiter and Chiron doesn't just bring back memories, it brings the chance to heal through real action. Knowledge means nothing without movement, and love means nothing if it stays only in words. Remember this. The universe never repeats lessons, it only upgrades them. If someone returns, it's not because you owe them anything. It's because your soul has grown bright enough to finally see what it needs to release. Every time Pluto touches Venus, the universe invites us to redefine love. This time, not as passion, but as emotional maturity. And that is exactly what you, Sagittarius, are being called toward. To love without possession. To connect without losing yourself. True love doesn't hold you down. It gives you wings. If you're in that stage right now where your heart feels softer, lighter, know that you're moving in the right direction. You're not weak because you still remember. You're healing because you have the courage to feel. Write this down. I am ready to heal and open my heart to something greater. When you do, Jupiter, your ruling planet, will recognize that signal and open new doors on your path ahead. And within this layer of energy, one question still echoes. If they truly regret it, if they still miss you, why now? Why act at this exact moment? Is it the call of love or the fear of losing you forever, now that your light shines without them? The answer lies in what comes next, when we dive deeper into their heart and soul to discover whether they're coming back to love you or simply to realize that you are the light they'll never touch again. There are people who leave thinking they've escaped, but the universe always finds a way to make their hearts look back, not to return, but to finally learn what love truly means. Now, Sagittarius, let's step inside their mind, the one carrying a regret rising like a silent tide. When Mercury turns retrograde in your 12th house, the doors of memory open wide. They dream of you, even when they don't want to. They hear an old song and their chest aches. The things they tried to bury are now returning, clearer than ever. Mercury, the planet of communication, when moving backward through the house of the subconscious, makes old thoughts find their way back. And this person is now trapped in their own mind. They keep asking themselves, why did I say those words? Why did I stay silent when I should have held on? Silence is not always indifference. Sometimes it's the fear of being hurt all over again. They want to speak, but the words get stuck in their throat. They want to step forward, but the fear of rejection chains their feet. And so, night after night, they talk to you in their imagination, in the only world where they can finally say all the things they never had the courage to say in real life. The 12th house is the realm of dreams and secrets. And in that misty space, they realize something. No matter how many walls they tried to build, your energy is still there. Soft as breath, deep as the ocean. You are no longer someone they can hold, but you've become the image they can never forget. You are not their wound. You are the mirror through which they finally see themselves. Sometimes, the universe doesn't bring someone back so we can love them again. It brings them back so we can see what we once forgot inside ourselves. That person now sees their old self, proud, reckless, yet once capable of loving deeply, even if they never showed it. In the birth chart, Saturn now rests in the 4th house, the house of roots, of family, of memory. Saturn is the planet of responsibility, of karma, of growth through pain. When it stops there, the person is forced to look inward, to face the things they once ran from. Maybe they once took love lightly, maybe they believed leaving was freedom. But now, they understand. Not everyone is ready to give the kind of pure love a Sagittarius offers. Sagittarius loves with everything, but they also walk away the moment they realize their worth isn't honored. And for this person, that was their first sacred lesson in meaningful loss. Sometimes one must lose a Sagittarius, the one who teaches what true freedom is, to finally understand that love cannot be possessed. It can only be respected. Now they carry guilt, a guilt without shape, without voice, slipping quietly through every breath. Saturn makes them relive every memory, every word, every look, not to punish them, but to teach them to value what they once took for granted. The tarot cards appearing now are the 5 of Cups and the Tower. 2 energies that seem opposite, yet walk hand in hand through emotional awakening. The 5 of Cups shows a figure bowed in grief before spilled cups, not realizing that 2 still stand behind them. That is them, staring at what's gone, unable yet to see the gift still being offered. And the Tower, the great collapse, represents the fall of ego. When everything they once believed shatters, only then can they see what's real. No one truly learns when life feels easy. Only through loss does the soul grow wise. There is no tower that falls without revealing new light, and there is no pain the universe cannot turn into a lesson. My voice wants to whisper this to you, Sagittarius. They are walking the same road you once did, the path of awakening. They don't say it aloud, but in silence, they're learning to understand. And perhaps, somewhere in their dreams, they still see you smiling. A smile they can no longer touch. When a soul truly regrets, it no longer seeks to possess. It simply wishes you peace, even if they're no longer part of your world. I know, maybe you once believed they didn't care, that they didn't love you enough, but sometimes people only love the way they know how, and that way isn't enough for a heart as free as yours. Now they see, freedom is not leaving. Freedom is standing beside someone and still being yourself, and allowing them to do the same. True love doesn't force anyone to change to fit our shape. It awakens the most beautiful version of who they already are. Now they want to make things right. But what frightens them most isn't you. It's themselves, the part that once caused you pain. They fear your gaze because it's too clear. They fear speaking because words no longer feel enough. So they stay silent, but their heart does not. With Mercury moving through the 12th house, they speak to you through signs and symbols. A song that suddenly plays, a dream that repeats, a familiar feeling rising in the middle of the night. If lately you felt an unfamiliar energy around you, as if someone is sending thoughts your way, it may be them. Because in the world of energy, regret is also a frequency. Learn to love without fear of loss and to let go without resentment. Forgiveness doesn't mean they deserve it. It means you choose peace over pain. If you've ever forgiven someone, not because they were worthy, but because you needed peace, write in the comments, "I choose peace." Every word you write is an energetic declaration. When you say, "I choose peace," you're telling the universe, "I have learned this lesson, and I'm ready for the next chapter." And maybe they're whispering the same prayer in their mind right now. They wish you peace because they haven't found their own. But unlike before, they're no longer trying to claim you. They only want you to know this. You were the one who made them see the best part of themselves. You are not their past. You are the memory that inspires them to become better. You might ask me, will they come back? I won't answer with yes or no, because the universe doesn't measure love by distance. It measures it by frequency. If two souls still have something unsaid, the universe will always arrange a reunion through a dream, a message, or a sudden crossing of paths in the middle of life. Not to start again, but to close the circle with forgiveness. And you, Sagittarius, you're now standing at the end of that circle. You no longer need an apology. Because you already hold something far greater, the maturity of your soul. What you need now isn't "I'm sorry." It's the understanding that everything, every word, every silence, every ending was guiding you back to yourself. Radiant, free, and unafraid to love again. If your heart feels softer after hearing these words, leave it in the comments as your confirmation that you've chosen light over shadow. And now the question remains, will they be brave enough to finally speak? Or will the universe act for them through a sign, a meeting, a twist of fate? Sometimes, it's not they who come to you. It's destiny leading you to the exact moment where two souls must meet again. Stay with me, Sagittarius. because in the next part, we'll uncover what's stirring so fiercely within them and why the universe chose this very moment to push them into action. A new chapter is opening, and you'll want to be here to witness what's coming. There are moments when you do nothing at all, and yet the world around you begins to move. That's when the universe whispers, "It's time." Sagittarius, after long days of silence, after old dreams fade into the distance, the energy begins to shift. A new wave is rising, powerful, sudden, unpredictable, and at the center of that storm is you. When Mars forms a trine with Uranus, the planet of sudden awakening, a cosmic ignition begins. Mars represents action. Uranus represents liberation. And when these two forces meet, everything that's been suppressed erupts into light. Someone, the one you thought was gone, feels the pull to return. Not by logic, not by plan, but from a deep impulse of the soul. Sometimes people don't come back because they want to. They come back because a part of them never left. In astrology, the Mars-Uranus connection strikes like lightning. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't ask permission. It arrives when the human heart can no longer bear the weight of restraint. So if lately you felt the air thick with energy, if you've heard old songs, seen memories rush back, or sensed someone thinking of you, it's not coincidence. That's Mars speaking, pushing up everything unspoken, everything buried under silence. And they, that person, stand in the middle of a storm between mind and heart. One side tells them to forget. The other tells them to act, now or lose you forever. And if you felt the air shifting around you, as if something unseen is preparing to happen, you're right. Because right now, destiny is moving. Sometimes people only realize your worth when your light begins to shine across the world, without needing them. Now the North Node, the point of soul mission, activates your 10th house, the realm of recognition, visibility, and purpose. You are no longer who you once were. You are being seen, respected, acknowledged, and that confuses them. Because when you shine without their presence, they finally understand. They didn't just lose a lover, they lost a soul companion. When you stop waiting, you become exactly who the universe intended you to be. They see you now, free, light, radiant, and they can't believe that the heart once broken could rise again, without their help. But for Sagittarius, freedom has always been the road home. You've learned how to fly, and they remain standing still, watching your wings with awe and regret. They will do anything for you to look their way again. But your heart is no longer the same. That is the essence of Mars-Uranus energy. Sudden actions, unexpected meetings, messages that arrive at midnight when you least expect them. If they once hesitated, now the universe is pushing them out of their comfort zone. An old conversation, a missed chance, an unfinished memory. All of it now becomes a gust of wind, forcing them to face what they've been avoiding. They still love you. But this time, the universe will not let them act out of fear. This time, everything must come from truth. Saturn is still teaching them the lesson of responsibility. And for you, Sagittarius, this isn't just about love. It's about emotional maturity, about choosing your energy wisely. You no longer need anyone to prove your worth. You've come to understand real value doesn't come from being loved, but from how you love. Forgiveness isn't about going back, it's about freeing yourself from the frequency of the past. You no longer tremble at apologies because you found peace in silence. You don't need them to complete you because you've learned to heal with your own light. Sagittarius, this is the moment when the universe tests your steadiness. When someone returns, when the old door quietly opens, can you stay calm enough to smile and say, "Thank you, but I've already walked too far from that place"? If you can, Jupiter, your ruling planet, will open the next doorway, guiding you into a higher form of freedom, emotional freedom. When you no longer fear loss, you become untouchable. Mars-Uranus doesn't just speak of their actions. It speaks of your leap, the leap out of old cycles. No more chasing promises. No more being trapped in what-ifs. Now you live by faith, faith that anything leaving your life is simply clearing the way for something greater. Sometimes the universe has to remove someone from your life so you can finally see the power within yourself. Forgiveness isn't easy. It's an act of spiritual intelligence. Because forgiveness isn't saying, "I'm not angry anymore." It's releasing yourself from the vibration of pain. Sagittarius is the sign of wisdom and truth, and the truth you're learning now is this: no one ever truly leaves. They only complete their role in your awakening. If you feel you've changed, share this video to spread the energy of growth and freedom. And right below, I choose freedom. I choose light. Every word you write is a declaration to the universe, a sign that you are ready for the next chapter. And within this vibration, something strange begins to happen. You no longer feel anger, only peace, as if everything has finally fallen into place. You might receive a message, bump into someone by chance, or notice a small sign, and your intuition will whisper, "They're about to appear." The universe never gets the timing wrong. It simply waits until you are ready to receive. Now, as your light expands, as your heart learns to love without possession, the universe starts sending rewards, new opportunities, new people, new openings you never expected. And the most fascinating part is this: when your light shines from within, the one who lost you will see it, and they'll want to return. Not to control, but because they've been inspired by you. They come back not to claim you, but to understand how you became so free. But Sagittarius, remember, their return is not a test of your heart. It's a test of your soul. Have you truly let go? Can you look at them with gratitude without pain? If your answer is yes, then you've completed a full karmic cycle, and you've grown beyond everything you once were. They're getting closer, in ways you least expect. A message, a meeting, a dream, or simply that unmistakable feeling in your heart. In the next part, I'll reveal the clear signs that show they're about to reappear in your life and how you can receive it, not with a waiting heart, but with an awakened one. Stay here, because the next chapter is the door you've been unconsciously waiting for. And this time, when it opens, you'll walk through it as the chosen one, not the one left behind. Sometimes we don't need to see someone to know they're returning. A soft breeze, an old song, a fleeting feeling is enough for the heart to whisper, "They're coming." Sagittarius. The universe always sends signals before something important happens. Never loud, never obvious. But for a soul as sensitive as yours, the energy is clear. Through dreams, through music, through images that seem random, but somehow make your heart skip a beat. When your Jupiter touches their moon, an emotional cycle awakens. It's not coincidence. It's a meeting of two souls who once danced in the same frequency of love. You feel them, even when you can't see them, and they feel you, even while pretending not to. True love doesn't need distance. It lives in the space between two breaths. Lately, if you've dreamed of water, of horses, or heard an old song, don't dismiss it as mere imagination. In the language of dreams, water means emotion returning, horses mean the journey back, and music is the soul sending a message of harmony. When those dreams repeat, when their name appears somewhere, or someone mentions them by chance, that's the Knight of Cups moving through energy. A messenger of emotion, a heart ready to speak after too much silence. The Knight of Cups doesn't come carrying only a flower. He carries the unspoken longing that never had a name. And then, the energy of the magician begins to stir. They're trying to turn thought into action. Maybe they'll write a message but hesitate to send it. Maybe they'll revisit the place you once shared just to feel your presence in the air. Or maybe they'll simply sit under the night sky, and in that quiet moment, their mind will whisper your name. The planets are moving. Cycles are repeating. Not to reopen wounds, but to remind both of you, something still needs to be said. Regret can't save love, but it can awaken two souls. And when judgment appears in the tarot, it's more than someone returning. It's a spiritual awakening, a karmic reckoning. It's the universe saying, now is the time to close this or begin again, but with truth. Judgment carries both reflection and release. It doesn't promise a happy ending, but it does promise freedom. You might receive a message, short, simple, but the moment you read the first line, your heart will know. It's them. You might see them somewhere with hesitant eyes, as if wanting to say 1,000 things, but only managing a soft, "How have you been?" Don't underestimate that moment, because for someone who once caused you pain, saying "I'm sorry" can be a long journey of the soul. Not everyone who returns comes back to love again. Sometimes they return so you can say goodbye. With peace, their return isn't a beginning. It's confirmation that the karmic circle is complete. They come so you can look at them one last time with gratitude, not anger. And in that moment, when you're no longer waiting, when you no longer wish for their return, that's when the universe sends them back, simply to witness who you've become. You're no longer the one standing in the rain, waiting. You're the sunlight after the storm, radiant, free, compassionate. And that's why they see you differently now. No longer as the one they lost, but as the one they weren't brave enough to keep. But this journey isn't over yet, Sagittarius, because ahead, the universe is preparing to reveal the clearest signs that someone truly is on their way back to you. Sometimes, the most beautiful thing isn't two people coming back together, but when they meet again and realize that the love was real and that it has already fulfilled its purpose. If lately you felt strange coincidences unfolding, if an old song tied to them keeps finding its way back to you, or you keep seeing repeating numbers, 1111, 222, 5 and 55, that's Mars and Uranus reconnecting an energy line once broken, not to rebuild the past, but to clear the way for something more honest, more alive. You might feel their presence in your sleep, hear their voice in music, or catch a glimpse of their eyes in a stranger. None of it is an illusion. It's the universe rehearsing the real encounter. Every true intuition is a quiet whisper that says, "Be ready. What you once prayed for is on its way." And in the soft rhythm of everyday life, the universe gently taps your shoulder and says, "Don't be afraid. This time you are not the fragile one. You've grown strong enough to face it, to say goodbye without tears." Because true love doesn't come to possess, it comes to expand the soul. If you feel these signs surrounding you, leave A in the comments as a quiet declaration that you're ready for your next chapter. And write one more line. "I am ready to see the truth through the light of compassion." When you do, Jupiter, your ruling planet, will send an opportunity for your heart to bloom again. Sagittarius, you don't have to fear anyone's return, because now you're no longer swept up in their storm. You are the wind itself. You are the one they see and finally understand. Some souls aren't meant to be kept. They come to bring light and then leave in peace. When you've forgiven, you are no longer bound. When you are at peace, you have already won. So when they come back, what should you do, Sagittarius? Run away or open your heart? Between memory and the present, between fear and love, which one is your soul's true path? Stay with me, because the final part holds the answer the universe wrote just for you. An answer that will help you not only understand them, but understand your own healing journey. A journey that ends only to open a new chapter of light, freedom, and truth-filled love. Every ending is simply a new door opening in silence. And for Sagittarius, every door leads to the same sacred place, the place where the soul is free. Sagittarius, the greatest miracle in this story isn't who comes back. It's that you have come back to yourself. After everything, what remains isn't memory or regret, but freedom within your heart. And as Jupiter, your ruling planet, moves closer to Neptune, faith and intuition begin to merge. This is a sacred moment where boundaries dissolve and your spirit expands to see the bigger picture of life. If Jupiter is the teacher, Neptune is the dreamer. When they dance together across the sky, the universe teaches you this profound truth. Believe in what you cannot yet see. You may not yet understand why everything had to happen this way, why you had to break before you could truly love. But remember, no pain is meaningless in the soul's chart. Every wound is a line the universe draws, guiding you exactly where you need to go. Every crack is a place where the light of truth seeps in. When you accept that, the questions that once haunted you will fade away. Because Sagittarius was never meant to live in resentment, but to turn pain into wisdom and transform loss into light for yourself and for others. The lesson of the ninth house, your soul's home, is to love without attachment, to forgive without losing your boundaries. You were born to love, but not to depend. You came to inspire, but not to be trapped in the role of a savior. You can offer your heart while keeping your soul free. To love without attachment, that's the hardest lesson and the greatest gift the universe gives to Sagittarius. Now you see everything through different eyes. You no longer ask, "Why did they do that?" Instead, you whisper, "Thank you, because through that, I found myself." When Jupiter meets Neptune, your heart opens wide. You begin to feel spacious inside, like the sky itself. You no longer need anyone's approval. You no longer need to prove you are worthy of love, because now You are that love. When you realize that love isn't something to look for, but something you already carry within you, you'll never be afraid of losing anyone again. In these days, your energy is shifting. You no longer tremble for promises, but for actions that speak the truth. You no longer seek someone to lean on because you've become your own support. And when a Sagittarius finds inner peace, they become a torch in the night, a light not just for themselves, but for every wandering soul nearby. You didn't come here to be saved. You came to become the light others are seeking. Maybe someone is still watching you from afar, silent, regretful, not yet ready to say sorry. But that no longer matters, because your journey is no longer about whether they return. It's about how deeply you've opened your heart to yourself. You no longer need to close or open your heart. Your heart is no longer afraid. It simply understands that every soul is learning how to love, just at different speeds. Jupiter and Neptune whisper softly to you, trust what you feel, for emotion is the language of the soul. If someone returns, you don't need to run. If they apologize, you don't need to fake a smile. Just look at them with the eyes of someone who understands. Everything has already come full circle. Forgiveness isn't erasing the memory, it's seeing it through the light of gratitude. No pain is meaningless. No loss is without the seed of awakening. And no journey is wrong if it leads you back to your heart, the place where you began and where you belong. Once you understand that, you'll never fear love again, because you'll know everything that happens is guiding you home to yourself. If you believe that true action begins from a heart that has learned forgiveness, write in the comments, I am ready to live through love and truth. When you do, you're sending a signal to the universe. I have learned this lesson. I'm ready to step into the light. Now, as you sit in stillness, remember, Jupiter is expanding the path before you, and Neptune whispers gently, don't be afraid to dream, for dreams are how your soul guides you to its destiny. You're entering a phase of faith and intuition. Everything you once doubted will start to make sense. Every question that once confused you will dissolve into peace, because now you've learned to live from love, not fear. In the next video, I'll talk about the second door opening for Sagittarius, when you learn to love without fear of loss. Stay with me, because this journey isn't over. Every time you choose love over fear, you move closer to your highest self. Pain and regret are only the first chapter of the soul's maturity. When Sagittarius acts from love, not from fear, they don't just change their own destiny, they inspire the world. And I want you to know this, you've come so far. You've lived, you've loved, you've fallen, and you've risen. And now, you are not just the Sagittarius of dreams, you are the Sagittarius of light. The universe never forgets a heart brave enough to love. And to every Sagittarius listening right now, I wish you this. May you always choose light, always choose love, and always remember, you've never strayed from your true path. Let that light continue to spread through a share, a comment, or simply through a quiet smile as you think about your journey. Because in that very moment, the universe smiles with you.